Today on Deep Dive, we're going to be looking at Fawcett Comics' Captain Marvel Adventures number 93. What adventures await the world's mightiest mortal? Let's flip some pages and find out. Hello everyone, my name is Devin, also known as DH Artist, and welcome back to my Deep Dive series. I had originally planned to cover this issue when the new Shazam movie was scheduled for a 2022 release. Since it was pushed to next spring, and no one can predict what Warner Brothers or Discovery is going to do from one day to the next, I figured that now was as good a time as any just before the release of Black Adam. Now, as Indiana Jones famously said, it's not the years, it's the mileage. Well, that can be said about today's book. The cover has been well worn, there are smudges and folds throughout, and from what I can tell, there is only one missing page. Seeing as how it was published in 1949, I'd say it survived nicely. Now, even though this can be viewed on your phone or computer, try casting it onto your TV so you can really see the detail and quality of the book. If you enjoy these types of videos and want to see more content like it, check out some of my other deep dives. I've covered issues like Detective Comics number 359, Fantastic Four number 16, Teen Titans number 1, and Doom Patrol number 86, featuring an exclusive look at some of my father's Aurora Universal Monster model kits. For a complete list of my videos, visit the organized playlists on my channel. I post new comics each week, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss another issue. Captain Marvel Adventures number 93 was published in February of 1949. Executive editor was Will Leiberson, and cover artist was C.C. Beck. There are 4 Captain Marvel stories in this book, with writing credits to either Al Liederman or Otto Binder, and art credits to either Pete Costanza or Al Liederman. The first Captain Marvel adventure is titled The Book of All Knowledge. The second story is titled The World's Greatest Lawyer. The third story is titled His Bad Star. And the fourth Captain Marvel adventure is The Bridge to the Future. Also among these stories is a Captain Kidd comic titled The Goat's Tale, and a short science fiction story called Evil Beyond the Sun. The book consists of 48 pages with a cover price of 10 cents. Our first adventure today, titled The Book of Knowledge, begins as archaeologist Marcus Ian surveys an ancient tomb. He soon discovers the Book of Knowledge and hopes it's worth a fortune. Meanwhile, many miles away, Billy Batson is awakened from his sleep after hearing his name called by old Shazam. Billy transforms into Captain Marvel and travels to his abandoned subway hideout. Old Shazam explains that Marcus has obtained the Book of Knowledge and must be stopped. Captain Marvel quickly flies to Rome, where Marcus and his men are searching the catacombs for buried treasure. After finding the treasure, Marcus plans to kill his own men, but Captain Marvel arrives just in time to stop the bullets. As a backup plan, Marcus blows up the cavern, leaving Captain Marvel buried in the rubble. Once Captain Marvel breaks free and rescues the 2 trapped men, he follows the trail of Marcus Ian, leading him to Tibet. Marcus is traveling to a monastery where a man has invented a gold-making machine. Once at the monastery, Marcus finds the machine, but before he can steal it, he spots Captain Marvel. Marcus escapes up the mountain disguised as a monk, and after reading the Book of Knowledge further, discovers a formula for a bomb from the future that should destroy Captain Marvel. As Captain Marvel travels up the mountain, Marcus throws the future bomb right at him. After the dust settles from the explosion, Captain Marvel is unharmed, but both the mountain and Marcus have been destroyed, leaving the Book of Knowledge safe in the rubble, ready to be returned to old Shazam. Across the way, on the other page, we have a short subject comic detailing the fabulous facts about lightning. Moving on, we come to the Captain Kidd story titled The Goat's Tail. Captain Kidd is putting up posters around town to earn 2 tickets for him and Betty to go to the theater. When Betty takes the tickets because Captain Kidd is careless, a goat surprises her from behind and steals them away. Quickly, Kidd chases the goat back to Joe's barnyard, and he tries to think of a way to get them back. Captain Kidd tries everything, from a red handkerchief to jumping on him from a tree, but nothing works. Suddenly, Betty stumbles into view and calls out to Kidd. She didn't realize it at the time, but it turns out that the goat snatched 2 shopping lists from her hand and that she had the theater tickets in her other hand all along. Here's a fun fact. At the bottom of this page, you'll find a coded message. Official members of the Captain Marvel Club received a membership card with the secret decoder on the back. This is what it looks like, and I'll post a copy of it in the community section of my channel, in case you'd like to take a longer look. Our second Captain Marvel story, titled The World's Greatest Lawyer, introduces us to the lawyer Horace Slyby as he defends his client, Two Gun Clench, in court. After Slyby secretly rigs police evidence and confuses a witness, the judge dismisses the case and Slyby leaves court with Clench. As payment for his services, Clench brings Slyby to a bank, where 2 other men head in to rob it. When they come out with the money, Captain Marvel arrives and easily subdues them, allowing Slyby and Clench to escape. Later, wanting revenge, Slyby plots to frame Captain Marvel, so criminals never have to worry about him again. A few days later, when Captain Marvel returns to his office, he finds the body of Two Gun Clench, along with the gun, behind his desk. The police barge into the room and catch Marvel holding the gun. They quickly arrest him and take him to jail. While in jail, Captain Marvel gets a visit from Slyby, who believes he's innocent and graciously agrees to represent him without charge. However, once the trial gets underway, Slyby asks leading questions and implies Captain Marvel is really guilty, quickly swaying the court of public opinion. As Captain Marvel is leaving court, he spots a suspicious character. Then, sneaking out of jail, he tracks down the man and is shocked to find that it's Two Gun Clench, who everyone thought was dead. Captain Marvel carries him away and lays a trap for Slyby. The next day in court, Captain Marvel presents a film reel showing Clench getting shot by Slyby. Slyby quickly claims that it's a lie, but in doing so proves that he knew that Clench was alive. Captain Marvel explains that he used actors to produce the film, since everyone knows pictures don't lie. So as it turns out, Captain Marvel might just be the world's greatest lawyer. Now it's at this point that I believe we have a page missing. I can't confirm it since not all the pages are numbered, but these next panels appear to be separate from the previous story. They also often make reference to a bad star, which just so happens to be the missing splash page for His Bad Star, the third Captain Marvel story in this book. The best that I can deduce is that Captain Marvel is chasing a crook by the name of Dodger Duke. Duke escapes into a building, and Captain Marvel mistakenly confronts innocent people, thinking they're him. He bumps into a fortune teller type guy named Orion, who claims Captain Marvel's bad star will mess him up tonight. I think back then this was a saying for someone who was unlucky. Next, as Captain Marvel scans a crowded theater, he finds Dodger Duke hiding with everyone else. But when he leans in to punch him, Duke uses his dodging ability to escape. As Captain Marvel rushes out of the theater in search for Duke, he crashes again into Orion, and now Marvel thinks he's jinxed anytime Orion is around. Duke sees this interaction and knocks Orion out, stealing his costume. He then chases Captain Marvel around, who doesn't suspect that he's really Dodger Duke in disguise. It doesn't take long for Captain Marvel to realize something is up. He correctly suspects that Orion is really Duke in disguise, quickly taking him into custody and saving the day. Across the way on this next page, we have two short comic panels, one for Tightwad Tad and another for Dopey Danny D. Up next, we have a Canvasback story titled Dog Days, which begins as Canvasback's manager meets him outside the gym while he plays around with a dog. His manager wants him to ditch the dog and head inside to train, But Canvasback doesn't like this idea since everyone knows a dog is man's best friend. His manager again asks for him to get rid of the dog because the dog won't stop growling at him. But at this point the dog begins to get upset and chases his manager out of the gym. Once the dog catches Canvasback's manager, Canvasback doesn't tell the dog to let go, because then he'd just go back to growling at him. And here we have the short science fiction story titled Evil Beyond the Sun, a John Jarl adventure. And now we come to the fourth and final Captain Marvel story, The Bridge to the Future. One day, Professor Theophilus Craig shows Billy Batson his latest invention, a bridge to the future connecting 1948 to 2048. As he explains how it works, a short man carrying a briefcase runs across the bridge to the future. Not far behind him is a detective, and he quickly explains to Billy and the professor that the man embezzled $50,000. Billy changes into Captain Marvel before flying across the bridge and into the future. Meanwhile, when the embezzler tries to use the money he stole, he quickly discovers it's not accepted anywhere because it's so old. Thankfully, Captain Marvel arrives just in time and knocks him out cold, bringing him back across the bridge to 1949. After Captain Marvel leaves the bridge and the professor alone, it doesn't take long for other criminals to push their way across the bridge. When Captain Marvel returns, the professor explains that the crooks went into the future, so Captain Marvel flies back over the bridge. Once he tracks them down, he's surprised to find future police using nets to successfully round everyone up, and since their buildings are explosion-proof, there had been no damage caused. Captain Marvel thanks the police and then brings the bound crooks back over the bridge. Captain Marvel returns to find that crooks from the future have come across the bridge and into our time. The crooks from the future aren't impressed with our technology or jewelry. They then find something priceless and try to head back to the future with it. Just then Captain Marvel knocks them over to find that they've stolen coal. Coal is something priceless that they don't have in the future. With a powerful throw, Captain Marvel quickly sends them back over the bridge, and before anyone else can use it, the professor blows it up. Some of the classic advertising found in this issue is a full-page ad for a Monarch Super Deluxe bicycle. There's a Kodak camera ad featuring various models and selections. And on the back there's a full-page ad for Daisy Air Rifle's brand new handbook featuring Red Ryder.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Yep, that Red Ryder Daisy Air Rifle. Well, if you stuck around this long, I really hope you enjoyed today's deep dive. If there's a particular issue or comic you'd like me to flip, drop it down in the comments section and I'll see if I can add it to my poll box. If you enjoy these types of videos, please subscribe to my channel. As always, please consider liking and feel free to share this video. And until next time, deep divers, thanks for watching.